Our third topic is a biggie for us anyway, as comic book fans. So, okay, let's just bring it to you straight. Marvel Netflix shows are leaving Netflix at the end of February. Yeah, sorry. And you'll know that I'm telling the truth. If you go, this is in the UK. Well, it's off by 1 day because apparently, according to John Campion, the American Netflix says March 1st.
Yeah, it does.
But our one says, because I've just checked it.
Yeah.
Oh, I checked it yesterday. 28th of February.
Is that because they just want it all at the same time?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So if you guys,
ahead or whatever.
If you guys go on Netflix and you go to all the Marvel shows, just before you're about to click play, you'll see that it says there's a little thing there that says this will be off the service at 28th of February in the UK anyway.
Yeah.
So there's no article to read here. But we've got a lot to say about that. We've got a lot to say about that because the whole Netflix Marvel shows are shrouded in a little bit of secrecy in the sense that no one really knows outside of the people who did the deal what the actual deal is. And what's happened now has compounded it even more. Because we were of the opinion, most of us who know the game, not just comic books, but actual actors as we do, and the business side of things, is we thought, okay, Netflix has paid to license these characters for a short period of time, to make the shows, to have the shows.
And now it's going back.
And then the characters will go back,
but the shows
will stay because these are Netflix shows. They've paid for these shows. They produced the shows. So that's what we all thought the deal was. And it probably still is. We're just speculating now. But it could be different because the shows itself, which are Netflix property, are now being taken away.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know why they're being taken away, but logic would dictate that they've had a big check from Disney.
Blank check.
Yeah, and they fill it in yourself, guys. Yeah. Go nuts. So again, nothing has come out about this, but logic will dictate that that's what's taken place. Because as we just discussed, if you've licensed the characters, because we all knew, or we all speculated anyway, that because there was a rumor going that the characters go back to Marvel at a certain time, and then that's when Marvel can do their own shows of these characters, which Kevin Feige already said he was going to do when the Netflix shows got cancelled. So the Netflix shows should be their property to keep for however long they want, but these shows are now coming off the system. Now, we don't know if they're going to Disney Plus or wherever, but again, logic will dictate that that's probably what's gone on. Obviously, also, a big clue to that is two of the characters in these shows, one being Kingpin, played by Vincent D'Onofrio, and Daredevil being played by Charlie Cox, are now in MCU shows. So, and then this then leads me back to something that Bob Iger, when he was in charge in 2018, said, and he actually went on record and said, our aim at Disney is to make sure that all of our IP are in one place, that we are the ones showing all of our IP. That was a statement he made in 2018, and it looks like that is what's taking place now. So obviously they've got all the Fox stuff, all the X-Men stuff, they've got that now. And now it's looking like they're taking the Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
So who would like to go first as to speculate as to what's going on here?
I can't even speculate what's going on because it's just a mystery. Because, why would they give up? So, who owns the characters?
Marvel
own the characters.
Marvel own the characters.
And have they leased it? Do we
So
know?
yeah, so that's what would have taken place.
They would have leased it for a certain amount of time.
For a certain amount of time,
Right.
They would have leased it to Netflix to make their shows.
So now, so if that's running out, say that ran out yesterday,
yeah.
Netflix can't make any more.
They can't make any more.
No, I think they can make more, but they'd have to repay.
Yeah, they'd have to
Right.
They'd have to relicense basically.
Right.
So they'd have to pay more money.
What I'm saying is that's the end of it really anyway, because they've got what they needed out of the Luke Cage and the Defenders and
Good point. Good point.
So they've rinsed it. Yeah, it's tail end people watching it now.
Yeah.
And Disney just want their stock.
Yeah.
And they want to hold everything.
Yeah.
So they've just said, all right, we're just going to buy your back catalogue. Give us your catalogue.
Yeah.
Here's the check.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we're not going to give you any more rights. Because the chances are Disney don't want them to have it. Because Disney Plus and Netflix are rivals. At the end of the day.
Yeah.
So give me my characters.
Yes.
I'm going to give you this money.
Yeah.
Give me my shit.
Yeah.
Basically.
Yeah. Logic will dictate that.
Because Disney are doing so well, they want all their characters.
Yeah, but like I said, Bob Iger's already said
they need all their characters.
They don't want the situation that happened with Spider-Man to happen again.
No.
Yeah.
Sony
Yeah.
are never, ever giving away Spider-Man.
To anyone.
Not gonna happen.
No.
Marvel can. I mean, Disney can offer them the world.
Yeah.
They're not giving Spider-Man
No.
money. They are not doing it.
No.
That brings them too much money.
Taking bread off my table.
Right. And too much money off. Whenever they decide to make a Spider-Man film, they're gonna make serious money.
Oh, it's like that's their highest paid client.
Right. And they don't need Marvel to make up, because they've done it before Marvel. Do you know what I mean? Before Marvel got involved. So they don't want another situation like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I think that's one of the reasons why they're doing it. But also, I think you hit the nail on the head perfectly when you said, look, they want all their IP in one place, as Bob Iger said.
Yeah.
They've already shown some of these characters in their thing, in the MCU. Your license has run out for these characters. And the key point that you made why Netflix would have the impetus to sell these shows, because that's their property, it's already done what they needed.
That was dry.
Right.
That's not bringing any more revenue.
Right. It's not
done.
It's not bringing in any more subscribers.
Yes.
Everyone that was going to watch that show has watched that show.
Yes.
So it's not doing anything for them anymore. So if someone's going to pay me for them, I can make more money and I don't need the show no more. Take it.
Yeah.
So
And I think Netflix would have held that for a
Oh,
big
yeah,
amount.
yeah.
Because at first they would have held that out of spite, no? You're not having it.
Yeah.
You're not just having it.
Yeah. You're
gonna show me what this means to you, baby.
You're gonna pay some money.
You're gonna pay through the nose.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that was a seriously big check.
Because at the end of the day, Netflix have a business model that has worked really well, and they're not stupid.
Yeah.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So this is going to be enough to probably bankroll a bag of projects, films, series, all sorts.
Yeah.
Now, when you're talking the billions that Disney are getting, you know, you can only think what they can give.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. And knowing
Say
that
they said, all right, here's 5 billion. For example, so just for example, how much can that bankroll?
Oh yeah.
You know.
I mean, you. Anyway, let me go to you, Damien. What are you thinking about all this, and what are your speculations? And because that's all it is. I mean, we're making educated guesses, but there's still guesses nonetheless until we get
clarification.
Yeah, exactly. So
my speculation is they put Iron Fist in the pan and didn't bring it over. No, I think just to echo Leon's point, I think they literally know that the barrel is running dry. Like new subscribers are not tuning into that. Like when Daredevil came out, it had its hit. And then the last thing they did was season 3, which is 2-3 years ago now.
Luke Cage,
which season 2 was 2 years ago, 3 years
it's
ago.
about 4 years ago.
That was 4 years ago, because the latest one was Jessica Jones and Daredevil.
COVID, what have done to my timeline? It just disappeared the last 2 years.
That's what I'm saying.
So yeah, like people are not, when you go onto Netflix now, it's not marketed. Those productions are no longer showing. They haven't been for the last 2-3 months. Haven't been showing up now. Like, you'll watch this.
They don't trend.
They don't trend anymore.
No.
So it's within Netflix's interest from a business standpoint to go, right, how can we still make money off of this venture? Because we're not making any more because we've cancelled the shows. Why they cancelled them, I can't remember why. But we've cancelled all these shows now. We're not going to make any more. We make our money off of the new stuff we put out. You know, people will come here for like the occasional film that we've got, but for most it's for the series. What we're going to do with this? Hello, I'm Disney. You've got my characters. I've got a few million. Come here, let's have a conversation.
Billion, more like.
I don't think they paid $1 billion for it.
No, actually,
I reckon
hundreds of millions. Actually,
I reckon hundreds of millions,
Hundreds
if not
of
$8 billion.
I reckon possibly 500 mil a push.
Yeah, I think because sorry.
Go on.
No. Sorry. No, go on.
Say what?
No, the reason why I say not $1 billion is because they've already got the rights to the characters. That's the main thing they need. Yeah. So them buying the shows. You see, this leads me on to what I was going to ask you guys next. Why did Disney buy these shows? Or if our speculation is right, why did Disney buy the shows?
I know why they did.
Okay, go on.
Because they're going to make more.
Yes.
And they're going to get the next generation watching it right from the beginning again, so they can go up to date.
And they're also going to draw over all the audience that have only seen up to season 3 of Daredevil. Right. What happens next? Come over to Disney and find out, man.
Well, you see, this is the problem that we find ourselves, because we don't know if they're going to do a continuation, which they've already kind of shown that they're not going to with Kingpin.
But then even
D'Onofrio
called a bluff on that, because D'Onofrio said that when he came back, his alliteration of it is, when I came back from the blip, my character's changed a little bit. So I still, I called a bluff on what Blooming Campy said, because him saying that, it's a completely different D'Onofrio. No, it's not. His powers are different.
I'll take that point. But what I'm saying is that, so here's the thing: the Netflix shows are not canon to the MCU, even though they did reference the event. They're not canon.
But if I'm Disney, I'm using that as canon.
So see, this is the problem we find ourselves in, because
we or you?
Well, no, all of us. Because I'll tell you why. Because Damien's right, as well as me saying that. Damien is right, because while they haven't said or shown that it's canon, they've only made references. But at the same time, people will say, well, they haven't said they're not canon. So it's quite ambiguous with what they can do with it.
They've always
so they could decide. So because I know he really wants to see a season 4 of Daredevil. So they could decide, okay, let's do a season 4 of Daredevil.
I want to see a season 4 of Luke Cage.
Yes, me too.
Or they could do a completely different show.
Yeah. I honestly think they will continue some of them. Because that whole bringing over Charlie Cox and whatnot, they knew what was happening. Yeah, Charlie Cox knows Kingpin knows what's happening.
Yeah. These deals are done way in advance.
So why if you're bringing him, it doesn't make sense to spin the whole thing around and start something brand new.
But then the question becomes, remember they already said they weren't gonna recast. They were going to recast Luke Cage and Jessica Jones and Iron Fist. Yeah. Are they not going to do that now? See, this is the problem that we find, and which means I won't get Luke Cage.
I got a feeling that
they might be coming back. Yeah, and I know you don't like Michael Cole. But listen, I think Michael Cole's a good actor, but
I think he's a good actor. I just don't think
he was wrong for Luke Cage. I think he was wrong for Luke Cage.
It says a lot when the villains in both seasons
are better
than
see, so this is the problem that we find ourselves, because if they bring, you see, but here's the thing. We can, people have mixed views on Luke Cage or Michael Cole. One thing people I've noticed, and you guys have noticed, that they don't have mixed views on, is how pants Iron Fist was. So can you really say that they're going to bring back?
I think,
see what I'm saying?
I think of all four of them, that may be the one that they recast.
But then if they recast that one,
or they leave it for like literally 2 years, they do all the other projects first.
Yeah.
Then they bring him in to connect him to Shang-Chi in some way, and they make sure he spends 2 years stuck in the studio learning martial arts and getting in shape. Because there's no other way he's doing that show.
I think they're gonna stick to their. I think you might be right that and you might be right that they're going to continue. Because I just don't see the point in spending all this money to bring it over. No. I think they are going to continue with the iterations in the Netflix universe. Yeah. But I think Kevin Feige is going to stick to his guns. He's not going to. Obviously, we've got Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio. He also said he wasn't going to recast Punisher, which I love.
Yeah, don't recast Punisher.
But I think he is going to. And I'm not just saying that because I want Luke Cage, but I think he will recast.
He's too smart not to.
Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist. I think he will recast those three.
I don't see him cast Jessica Jones. I think she'll stay.
You think she'll stay?
She's got a big fan base, and people love her.
I didn't mind her in that role, actually. I didn't mind her.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, I didn't mind her.
Didn't mind. There's too much.
There's
people that really don't like Luke Cage.
There's Daredevil, there's Jessica Jones, there's Luke Cage, there's Iron Fist.
And
it's like I think the top two are definitely going to stay.
Your hero has to be the hero.
Oh, you've got Punisher in that.
And Punisher,
right at the top.
Daredevil, Luke Cage.
But your hero has to be the hero. He has to be what the guys want to be, and he has to be what the girls want. Simple as that. That's how a hero works.
I want to be Daniel. I'm not that version of him.
Well, he's talking specifically about Luke Cage.
I'm talking about Luke Cage.
But yeah, I get your point. I didn't want to be Danny Rand.
I don't want to be Danny Rand, I'm sorry.
Maybe you could be Luke Cage.
Yeah, so
anemic one.
It throws a lot. What's happened now throws a lot of things up in the air.
Yeah, it's mad.
Who knows? It really because.
But that Moon Knight thing, though, that says to me that they may continue it because he's making a point of the graphic violence. That's
the point. Because that was one of the sticking points of bringing these Netflix iterations into the MCU because of the violence. But first of all, you've got the most violent character in Deadpool.
Oh, what?
Right? Yeah. Because that's staying on Disney Plus. They've already said. That's not going to Star. That's staying on Disney Plus.
Is it underneath Star though, or is it? Because Star is still part of Disney.
No, yeah, it's still part, but the main Disney Plus, it's staying on there.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
They've already said Deadpool 3 is
Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I think Deadpool 2 is going to be from Star. Okay, no.
1 and 2 might be already on there.
They're still on the Star on there.
Are they still on the Star?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because Disney have been very clever marketing wise with that.
Yeah. But as you said in this article that I read about Moon Knight, they left the violence, and you could kind of see that in some of the trailers.
Yeah.
And I think that might be a prelude to what's going to happen with these Netflix shows.
Yeah, they started it with Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and they're gonna move past it. I think
because it all started really comic book, didn't it? Like 18, like 1,000 bullets and not really much happening. Like with some of the programs, you see, like Luke Cage, wasn't very brutal. It had its moments.
It was only
the sex scenes. Really,
was what was brutal.
Daredevil and Punisher was
Punisher was that.
Jessica Jones was like sexual and psychological.
Yeah. I think Luke Cage was more sex scenes and N-word because they did throw the N-word around a bit.
Yeah.
Which they're not going to be able to do on Disney Plus. I don't care what they're not going to be able to do that on Disney Plus. That's not happening.
Not after their track record. Not after Songs of the South, man.
Yeah. You say that now, but like when you log on as a customer of Disney Plus, when you log on there and you've got the stars integrated into the player.
Yeah.
If your young child who sat there, say like, you're 12, 13 year old sat there looking at Disney, now they're going to see Disney amalgamated with all this adult content in front of them.
Yeah.
So how long Disney can keep this bandwagon rolling of, we only produce PG, U and possibly 12 rated material?
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to last much longer.
Well, it's not lasting longer because Deadpool 3.
Yeah.
The audience.
Which makes me think that like, I wouldn't be surprised if they get away with the M word sooner or later.
Probably.
Because
but look, as Leon said, there's too much historical connotations with that. The whole, what Disney, the racial.
Listen, I think it's a
undertones.
small price to pay to leave it out.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying just leave it.
I don't think they're gonna put that in.
For
I
me,
really don't. Well,
it doesn't make the film
it
any
doesn't.
better or
In
any
fact, I
worse.
would no. To be honest, I would prefer it not to be.
Right.
in it.
It doesn't have to be.
But even though I've said what I've said, I can see what Damien's saying.
Yeah,
I can see it.
it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Because they're going the full hawk now. Like, there's nothing they've not got on the service now. I mean, when you look at the films they're pulling over from Stars and the advertising on there, they've got the Tommy and what's it called?
Pamela.
Yeah.
Pamela. That's on their banner when you log on to Disney Plus. That's not even like a little selection.
No, you're right.
It's on their banner.
You're right.
It's like,
You're
come
right.
watch the sex tape. It's like, oh, Disney, you talking about the sex tape? For fuck's sake.
That's yeah.
So I'm
You've
just
got
like-
a point. They've really, because from what I understand, because obviously I was late to Disney Plus, but when Disney Plus first came out, like Stars was like a separate entity.
Yes, you had to log into it.
Right. And now it's just amalgamated into the
it's
same
all
thing.
on the same watch list. You got the whole lot of streaming.
Do people even really care about Tommy and Pam these days?
Apparently people do.
That's another thing.
Like, who cares?
But yeah,
I didn't care at the time.
it's crazy.
I know I was young,
but
I didn't care, and I don't care now.
anyway, let's see what is going to take place. We'll keep you posted once we hear anything about what's going on.
Or
with,
keep us posted.
Yeah,
if you know what's
privy
going on.
to any news, let us know.
Yeah, insiders.
But what do you think is going on with these shows?
Yeah, me?
Me.
Yeah,
Let
me?
us
What's
know,
going
man.
on, bro?
Do you think it's going to go to Disney Plus? And do you think they're going to continue with the Netflix iterations? Leave some comments down below and let us know what you think.
And if anyone knows about HBO, what was the country he was after? That guy that commented.
Oh, when it was coming to the Middle East?
Yes,
Yeah. You know when
HBO Max.
HBO Max is going to the Middle East, please let us know so we can let our members know, because we don't know what's coming from
We
the
don't
Middle
know.
East. We're trying to find out, but it's nothing out here.
Yeah.